Style for Life. I'm Stephanie Rumble, fashion stylist, accountability coach, and your guide to feeling good in your body and your clothes. Based in Christchurch, New Zealand, I bring over 3 decades of experience in fashion, fitness, and wellness to help you feel strong, stylish, and self-assured. Together we'll explore the emotional, physical, and practical sides of style, because true confidence starts from within. No matter your age or size, you deserve to feel confident and show up as the best version of you. I truly believe this. This is Style for Life. Hi everyone, and here I am giving you my update post New Zealand Fashion Week. So you're going to hear, after I've done a little bit of chat, from a whole lot of different people who I interviewed over Fashion Week about their experiences, their involvement, what they do at Fashion Week, etc., etc. I didn't get any designers because they were just way too busy. But I thought I'd give you a rundown on how it all fell out for me, what I learnt, what I loved, what I saw, the interesting wardrobe failures that I had. First of all, I flew to Auckland last Tuesday. My flight was delayed, which was really stressful. But anyway, I got there and did a bit of admin around the apartment around in Auckland that we run as an Airbnb. It's the joys of being a property owner. Seriously, 2 hours of hanging curtains and whatnot. And then I met my son Bryn, which was really great. And we wandered down to Fashion Week together. And I looked for my delegate pack, which I don't have this year. Interestingly, they just did not have as many pieces of paper to give away, which was actually really good because there's a focus on sustainability. So really appreciated that. Then I came back and got changed and ready for the Juliet Hogan show, which I was very excited about attending. I had actually, ahead of the show, purchased a Juliet Hogan outfit, which I had really thought hard about, as I do about pretty much all my clothing purchases, and thought about what I wanted and how I was going to wear it, and had figured all of that out and put that lovely outfit on. You would have seen some photos on Instagram. It really was an outfit that was worn by quite a few people in the audience. And look, what did I love about her show? Look, she is the maestro. Juliet Hogan is a New Zealand designer. She's the maestro of fabrics. She does beautiful silk. She does beautiful linen. She does great cotton. She does some really good synthetics as well. Just some fabrics that are dreamy. And her collection was really dreamy. Like, it was visionary. She did a really lovely show, and she always has a similar kind of vibe. So she's very consistent and lots of beautiful colors. There's so much in that show that I really related to, and I could see my clients relating to, and actually posting about that show, which I did, and it's on my Instagram feed if you want to look at it. All my days at Fashion Week are. A couple of my clients reached out and said, I love the look of that. Would that be suitable for XYZ? So, you know, very, very visionary, beautiful show that I went to with her on. That was on Tuesday night, and then I went and met my daughter Poppy, and we went and joined and had some dinner, and I hung out with her, which was really good. And then I got up on Wednesday morning and had quite a lot of things to do on Wednesday. So I saw a client, I had quite a lot of admin to do around my socials, and then I was supposed to go to the Claudia Lee show, which I completely mucked up. Oh my goodness. So what happened is I got up, got dressed into my outfit. I had about 6 outfits for 5 shows, so I had one spare, and I walked down to Fashion Week. It was only just down Queen Street, and my trousers were too long. Now, they're fine when I'm not wearing stilettos. I've never had this because I actually don't wear stilettos very often, believe it or not. I wore them at Fashion Week. The most I've worn them for like a year. I just can't handle it. I've got too old and my feet get too sore. Anyway, I was wearing stilettos and I had wide leg silk pants on. It was such a fail. I kept stepping in the hem of my pants or my trousers, and eventually the thread from the pants unwound the hem thread around the heel of my shoe, and it caused like this kind of tripwire around my feet. I am not joking. Like the fabric the thread went across between the shoes and tangled between, and it was like really tangled. And I tripped over and fell flat on my face in the middle of Commercial Bay. Oh my goodness, it was so embarrassing. Luckily, I didn't hurt myself. I just caused a little bit of damage to my trousers. Anyway, I got down to Fashion Week feeling really stressed, and then I realised I'd shown up to the wrong show. I don't know what was going on for me. Anyway, so I got to Adrian Italia and went to his show instead. And in the show, I was unwinding the thread from around my shoes. Anyway, long story short, to actually get back to the apartment, I had to put sellotape around the bottom of my trousers. Now, that's something that, you know, if you do have an issue with your trouser hems coming down, one of the things you can do is put double-sided sellotape around the trousers. But I was like, I'm still going to step in these trousers even if I do that. So I wound sellotape around the bottom of the trouser hems and made them into a kind of pair of balloon pants. Then people kept stopping me and telling me how much they liked my trousers. It was the funniest experience. Anyway, that's what happened that day. I went to Adrian Italia. Really, really cool show. Just great to see a designer getting out there. I can remember a few years ago at Fashion Week, I went to Kiri Nathan. Now, she's a New Zealand designer who's become really well established. I think this was in 2019 or maybe 2018. I went to the show, really one of her first shows ever. And now she has a store in Britomart. Like, how good is that? When you hear and see a designer who's done that, they've gone from having a showing at Fashion Week and they've moved into that. And just to say, at Fashion Week, I would have loved to have gone to a heap of shows. I could have gone to more. And next year, I think I will sign up and I'll go for the whole week and make sure I've got the whole week free, because I missed out on a few things which I had FOMO about. But I had so much on this week. Like, it's been a really busy week for me, getting back from overseas. And then I had a workshop on the weekend. So that was the first part of the week. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to let you listen to a few of the people I interviewed and hear what they had to say. So I interviewed, first of all, Becky, who's a store owner of Hyde Boutique and Linwoods, which is just closing down now in Christchurch, about her experience at Fashion Week and what she was doing. Then I interviewed another stylist friend of mine called Stacey Beatson, a beautiful lady who is based in Auckland. And she is a great lady. So she talked about what she does and her experience at Fashion Week. We actually sat together at the Juliet Hogan show in Oudenarde together, and we were a similar age, so we tried to take the best photos for our wrinkles and stuff. So yeah, it was really lovely to see Stacey. Then I talked to a beautiful soul called Noku. She was a volunteer at New Zealand Fashion Week, and she was a VIP concierge host. And look, Fashion Week does not exist without all of the beautiful volunteers. And there are so many of them doing all sorts of things who take time off their day jobs to volunteer at Fashion Week. So they're not just fashion design students. There's plenty of those too. I did meet a couple of those. I met students who are doing architecture, interior design. I met students doing all sorts of things. And I met some really beautiful people who had giving their time to Fashion Week, who make it work. So I interviewed Noku, listened to her interview. It's really interesting. She was a dresser in the last Fashion Week, talks a bit about that. Then I interviewed beautiful Mel Brown, who is my friend from Portfolio Model Agency. So Mel and I have a long history together. She's based in Aotearoa, Christchurch, with us here. Or she's actually, her agency is in Aotearoa. She manages it offshore because she lives on the Sunshine Coast in Australia, but is back and forth here quite a lot. So just of her experience, we did spend quite a lot of time together as well, which was just magic. Really great to see Mel. We went to a show together on the last night and we did quite a bit together. So really great to see her. And she just landed in from LA. So great to talk to her. Then I talked to a lovely lady I met for the first time called Chi Chi. And she owns Mode Magazine. She was there taking some photos. Never met her before. Bowled up and said, would you like to talk to me about you? So we did that. And then I talked to Myken Stewart. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Stewart family owned Fashion Week for 20 years, and that was led by Peter Stewart, who is a very visionary, amazing woman. Oh my word. I spent a bit of time with Peter at Fashion Week. She is like, how can I even say this? Like, she's nearly 80 and she is so good. She's in such great form. She's got really sharp. She's physically good. She's really onto it. It was just amazing hanging out with her. So I interviewed Myken. She talked a lot about the sponsors of New Zealand Fashion Week, which was very interesting, how they built that from the bottom up. So very big kudos to the Stewart family. And then the next person I spoke to was Rochelle Davies. Now, she's a friend of mine who owns Boxed Media, who does TV work. And I've met her a few times at Fashion Week, and we just connected again, which was great. I went to a couple of shows together with her, had lunch with her, talked to her about what she's doing in the fashion space, what she's doing in the TV space. And that was great visionary conversation and some, great ideas to banter around together. And then the next interview was Liam Taylor. Now, he is the chairman of the board of New Zealand Fashion Week. So I interviewed him because I wanted the perspective from the board about where they were at, and obviously the exciting announcement we're going to have a fashion week here in Christchurch between the 5th and the 7th of November, which I would absolutely love to be involved in. I'm just working my way through connecting with people around that. So here's hoping that I can get involved with that or attend, even if I'm not involved in running it. So loved hearing about that, and also just about how he sees Fashion Week and how he puts things together. Then my last interview was with Feroz Ali. Now, he is the current owner of New Zealand Fashion Week. He purchased Fashion Week off Peter Stewart 4 years ago. So he's an entrepreneur. I talked a little bit about him in my podcast 2 weeks ago. And yeah, just a follow up on who he is and what he's about as well. So really appreciate the interview with all of these people. Look, I can't tell you what the standouts were, because every show had its unique and beautiful piece. So Juliet Hogan was the beautiful fabrics, the way they moved, just the colors, I just desire a lot of that clothing because it's so beautiful quality, and I'm really about quality. And then obviously Adrian Atelier was a surprise show for me. I was supposed to go to Claudia Lee, but I went to Adrian, so very much appreciate going to that, and just appreciate the design process and also the creativity that went into that show. And then I backed that up by going that night to Catherine Wilson. I was very grateful for that. So thank you, Catherine Wilson. I'm hoping to pin you down for a podcast at some point. And I watched the show with the shoes and all the models, and just a really upbeat, positive, cheerful, interesting show. It's hard to show shoes on the catwalk. I've done it myself in a couple of fashion events, and you have to have a real vision about how you're going to show them in a way that the models and clothes look nice, but they don't overtake the shoes, and you really achieved that well. So that was a great show. And the next day I went to Untouched World. Just amazing brand. You heard about it last week in my interviews, so really enjoyed that. And then the last show I attended was the Adidas and Karen Walker show, and what a show. What I loved about that was she brought in all these models who were like super interesting people. She brought in the world hobby horse rider champion. I think she's called Frida. She's like from Finland. And there's an interview I put on my story about it because she was so interesting. She brought in like sports celebrity. She liaised with Les Mills and got some of the Les Mills trainers because Adidas was part of the brand. She used Lorraine Downs, who's a historical model who we all know is a New Zealand icon in the fashion world. She used all of these really interesting people to go into her show. And then there wasn't like a normal runway. She set up like an obstacle sports course that all the models jumped and ran over, and the Adidas Karen Walker vibe really resonated with me. I love the mix of athleisure and fashion. I think that's something that we can do so much better here. We tend to just wear fashion or athleisure. And I've been pretty strict on this myself for my own self, and I need to stop it. Because I really saw the inspiration and the styling that went into that show, and it really changed my mindset. So, I mean, I still believe that the sports gear that's for sport, but I think you can actually mix some of the pieces to look really cool. Put a fashiony blouse with a pair of sporty pants and, put a bomber jacket and some shoes on, and you can really make it look good. So I loved that. I really had a mindset shift around that show. And I got on the plane at 6:00 on Friday morning and flew back. So anyway, loved New Zealand Fashion Week. Thank you so much to everybody who had me at New Zealand Fashion Week. I really, really appreciate the opportunity to be there. It was great, and I am very much looking forward to the fashion week that we're going to have in Christchurch between the 5th and 7th of November. Enjoy listening to my interviews. Becky, nice to see you at Fashion Week. Tell us a bit about What's brought you here? What are you doing this week? And who you are?
So I'm Becky, I've got High Boutique in Oamaru, and this week me and Viv are up here to do all our buying for autumn next year. So we are doing lots of buying equipment on site.
Yes.
We also attending fashion shows at night time to sort of do the fun part along with the worky part. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Awesome. And have you been to Fashion Week before?
I've been once before, last time it was on, and then the time before I was meant to go over and COVID tested. So this is my second fashion week.
And you've just been interviewed for TVNZ. What was that about?
It was about retail spending, sort of the trends that we're seeing in retail, slightly down, but then you sort of heaps of promise coming up with interest rates and just people changing the spending habits.
Awesome. And you're here to watch tonight?
Really own it.
So am I. Have fun and nice to see you. Thank you. Hi, Stacey. Very good. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're doing at Fashion Week, what you're looking for, and how many times you've been here, maybe.
Oh, it's just so exciting to be here. I feel like the energy is really, it's very vibrant.
Yes.
And it's wonderful to reconnect with people like yourself.
Agreed.
I think that's always a real highlight for me, is the faces that you see. I mean, the fashion has been incredible.
Yes.
I'm a personal stylist of 20 years, and so to come and experience a show like we have tonight with Juliet Hogan and to see the exquisite designs, the fabric was just an absolute feast for my senses.
I agree. She's so good at fabric too, isn't she?
So good. And there was that dress that the fabric looked so luxe. It literally looked like molten platinum silver.
It was beautiful.
Oh,
yeah.
just stunning.
Yes. And what are you looking forward to this week? And when you come to Fashion Week, what are you looking for as well?
If I'm really honest, I'm just nipping in and out. So I'm with clients all day, shopping, and then coming to shows in the evening. I'm looking, I don't think that there is anything specific that I'm looking for. I'm looking to be inspired and to be re-energized, and I feel like there's a real sense of renewal, I guess, because we're coming into spring, but there is a real sense of self-expression. There's a return to wearing more colour. There's a return to wearing more beautiful combinations of interesting garments, and I'm excited just to see what the street style is. Yes. And also, of course, what our designers showcase for us.
I know, I agree with you, and it's so good to see what's out on the runways and take it away for us to have some inspiration also with our own clients too.
It is. I mean, anything that we come to like this, whether it's in our industry or outside of our industry, you know, that level of creativity and passion for your craft is definitely, you know, as personal stylists, it's something that, you know, we're deeply connected to fashion, to style.
Yes.
And it's just been absolutely delightful. I've loved it, and I loved getting to sit by you.
Oh, I love getting to sit by you too. We really did connect. So thank you so much, Stacey, for this. Thank you. This is Noku. Tell us, Noku, what is your job here at New Zealand Fashion Week?
So I am a VIP concierge host.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's exciting.
What does that mean?
So it means that I get to direct and help VIPs round through the venue.
Yes.
Into the VIP lounge, show them what's happening up there.
Yes.
What's going up on level 2, and then be able to usher them or host them into the shows.
And tell me, how many VIPs have we got now at Fashion Week this year, 2025?
There's loads.
Loads?
Yeah, so I've just been told, and I just got that confirmed that there's pages and pages.
Oh gosh.
Because we were trying to get an exact number, and they said, we're just collating that now, so we'll come back to you shortly, which was just before I met you.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, there seems to be a lot. Today I've taken up at least 40
Wow.
VIPs, and that's just in the last probably 2 hours.
Wow. So you're volunteering your time here?
Yes.
And so what motivated you to be a volunteer, and have you done it before?
So yes, I have done it before.
Yes.
I did it in 2023, and I was a dresser, and I loved it.
Yes.
Which is what motivated me to come back.
Yes.
I think this is a great experience for anybody who loves to be a part of fashion and design.
Yeah, nice.
So for me, I do have a degree in interior design commercial.
Oh, wow.
So that's another love for me. And what I love the most is that in Aotearoa, you've got all these great designers.
Yes.
And they all come together and they just put on brilliant shows, every one of them.
Yes.
And I just love the way that they are able to show their authenticity through that.
Yes, I 100% agree. So do you work currently now as an interior designer, or have you just finished studying?
No, I'm a portfolio manager and project coordinator.
For who?
For foodstuffs.
Oh, very good.
Yes, it's kind of, different, but it's not something that, I would say that has any aspect to fashion or...
No, but still using some of your degree, yeah?
Correct.
Yeah.
But for me, being a part of this is, for me, it's just love.
So
that's
so
I just
amazing.
really love being a part of it. Yeah.
And do you know what? We couldn't have Fashion Week without people like you.
Thank you.
And we had I know this, I'm keeping you here, but I have one more little thing. We had a lovely talk just before we started the interview about 2023 Fashion Week and the inclusivity in the models.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what you saw then and whether you're seeing that again in 2025.
So in 2023, for me, it was about the inclusiveness of all people. So people that had a robotic arm, I got to dress her. People that were all different sizes, all different colours.
So good.
And for me, that was just like, wow, we're doing something that nobody else has done.
Yes,
And I love that we're putting our best foot forward in that area as in terms of diversity and inclusiveness.
100%.
So, yeah.
Oh, look, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for taking the time to have a chat with me.
No
I
worries.
Appreciate it.
Hi, Mel. Nice to have you here at Fashion Week.
Yes,
We've done
always great to be here, Steph.
We've done this quite a few times before, haven't we?
We have.
Yeah.
And every year it's always got its different kind of sparkle, doesn't it? So here we are again, and what a great start to the year it's been for Fashion Week.
100%. Now tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do so that my listeners can see who this fabulous person is.
Yes, so hello, I'm Mel Radford-Brown, owner of Portfolio Model Agency. I'm going to say it's my 18th year of owning Portfolio this year. Really proud of the agency and all my team. This year we've got 7 fabulous models, South Island based, that have flown up here. So we're really excited. It started off tonight for one of our beautiful girls, Myken, for Catherine Wilson. Really exciting to see her. She was, in my opinion, definitely one of the key girls on the show tonight. But it was a really lovely vibe, I think, overall.
Yes.
So here we are, really, really strong this year for our team here at Fashion Week.
It's funny, isn't it, Mel? Like we've been working together. I've been in business for 18 years too. We must have started in the same year. So it's been a great relationship as well.
Hasn't it?
It has. So you have models going in all sorts of different places, all places around New Zealand and some around the world as well.
Yes, we do. For the most part, we're pretty much, nationwide. We're based in Christchurch, but a lot of models flying domestically. Knitwear, outdoor clothing, fashion, runway. There are so many dynamics of the agency as well. So, gosh, every week sees so many different, variations of how Portfolio looks as well. And certainly the international level for the right kind of models, that obviously is a whole different ball game, and it takes a lot of effort as well.
Oh, you're amazing. And as I said, we've worked together for a really long time. And you flew in today from a holiday. And look how good she looks, everybody. And you're showing up, right?
I have, but as we always know as a business owner, that holiday word sounds amazing, but there's always got to be a daily sneaky, work, and you've got to continue to keep on top of that. We flew in overnight, long haul from LA. We kind of were wondering how it was going to look for us today, but you know what? the show must go on, right?
100%, 100%. And you've got a couple of other little shows. We're going to go together to Karen Walker tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Hey, thank you so much, Mel.
Thank you so much, Steph.
No worries, thank you.
This is the beautiful Chi Chi who I've just met. Tell us a little bit about who you are, Chi Chi, and what you're doing at Fashion Week.
Sure thing. Well, I'm Chi Chi and I run Mode Magazine and Noir the agency. And I was watching Adrienne Natelier this afternoon, which was incredible.
Awesome, yes.
Loved the garments and the models as well.
Yes.
So I'm loving the ambiance of Fashion Week so far.
Have you been before? Is this your first time?
No, I went in 2023, I believe it was. So that was my first time in over a decade.
Wow.
Coming back, and that was pretty incredible as well. But I'm loving this week so far.
Oh, that's so good. And tell us a little bit about the magazine you own and the kind of things that you publish.
Yeah, so Mode is focused on culture and lifestyle, and we cover an array of things from art, music, fashion, film, things that kind of work symbiotically with the agency. So a lot of film and media focused things.
Nice. And you run a talent agency as well?
Yeah, no other
Wonderful.
agency.
Excellent. Sounds like you're a really busy lady.
I am. I'm a mom of 2 as well, so my hands are full.
How old are your children?
4 and 2.
Oh my goodness. And you're here today. Congratulations.
Thank you. I made it out the house.
You did, and you look absolutely amazing.
Thank you. So do you. You have to get your outfit.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Look, it's lovely to meet you, Chi Chi.
Good to meet you.
If we want to find you, how would we find you online?
You could find me with my Instagram handle. That'll lead you to everything else that I do, and that is Spirit Chi.
Excellent. Thank you so much for the chat,
Thank
Chi
you.
Chi.
Hello, Myken. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what your involvement has been in Fashion Week and what it is now at this point.
My name's Myken Stewart. I'm Dame Pieter's daughter. I worked with her for 20 years, coming in on Fashion Week in 2002, which was the second gig. I've been living overseas for 10 years. I couldn't get a job. She said, you can sell. And I ended up doing her sponsorship. And when I turned up, there were 2 sponsors,
Wow.
Jaguar and L'Oreal.
Yes.
And in the 3rd year, it was time to do renew naming rights. And L'Oreal was a great sponsor, but they were hair and makeup, and they really cut out the market of hair and makeup, which is a very important individual part for designers.
Yes.
And I then scored in New Zealand, which was a real game changer for the event. They were naming rights for 6 years.
Yes.
Then 1 more year as an elite partner. At that level, they owned the event. It was in New Zealand Fashion Week. Everything we did was with them. I met with them every week for 6 years.
Yes.
Our creative was with them. Every press release was with them. Our business cards, everything we did was with Air New Zealand.
Yes.
But they brought so much to the event. Awards for designers, flights for designers, flights for bringing people over, and created a real legacy sponsorship and platform for me to learn sponsorship, because they sent me on sponsorship courses with a woman called Kim Skildon Reid.
Wow.
And now I am a sponsor specialist, working for Score Event at the moment, but not organising the event like I did at Fashion Week. I ended up organising everything with Mum. And in the end, she did one side, production, models, lighting, designers, and I did everything else, including starting Fashion Weekend, which was an event for the public 2 days over the weekend. Whole different schedule, whole different story. And then also finding ways to integrate the sponsors into the event in a meaningful way, because a trade event just wasn't really cutting it for most of them, including in New Zealand.
Yes.
So my story has been through the sponsorship side. And to be honest, the event was very expensive to put on, and 5% of that budget came from designers. So 95 came from me. And I loved it as much as I could until I actually felt like I never started it to be working with designers. I actually kind of left New Zealand in a way to get away from all the stuff my mum was into, and I was never going to be doing this kind of thing.
Yes.
Because I'm kind of uncool. Like when I met Karen Walker, I called her Karen, oh my God, I can't remember her name, Karen Millen.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, I always just been like doing my part of it, and I really appreciate what the event brought to me and learning my profession, understand everything about events. It really changed New Zealand fashion.
Yes.
And I think the part for me that sometimes I feel is a little bit forgotten is that there were no stylists, there were no producers, there were no fashion PRs. We were no shoes. Like the shows Mum had to teach everybody what to do. And this gig grew an industry where all these people who are competitors all year round came together and celebrated together. And my last really full year, because I had a 3-year-old child at this point in 2015, I looked around and went, I couldn't be happier. Like, we've done this,
Yeah.
and along with Mother, I'm so proud about what we brought to this country. And the idea was we're taking New Zealand fashion to the world,
Yes.
and we're good enough to do it.
And
And I feel like people owned that, and we were part of helping them create that. Instead of having to go overseas to fashion weeks overseas,
Yes.
we brought everyone here. Without the government's help, without anyone else's help, we flew down. Well, New Zealand helped a lot. We flew around 40 or 50 people down every year to come and buy, and media to cover these guys. So an amazing story, an amazing situation. It's so good to be here as a guest.
Yes.
I'm so pleased that the event is continuing.
Yeah.
And I'm so pleased I'm not doing it. But I am really grateful, and I think we nailed it.
I think you so nailed it. I totally do. I agree with you on every front. I've been 7 or 8 times and absolutely loved it every time. And I want to thank you for everything you guys have done to bring this to New Zealand. And it's been really nice to hang out with you. Thank you so much, Myken.
Cheers.
Hey, Barbs.
Hey
Good
there.
to see you. You're here at Fashion Week again. Tell us a little bit about who you are and why you're at Fashion Week.
Sure. Well, my name is Rachel, but most people know me as Barbs.
Yeah.
I have been connected with New Zealand Fashion Week for quite some time, since 2005, 2006. My entry was I used to be a journalist and producer on a entertainment show for Television New Zealand, and I came down to interview talent, designers, and the fabulous Myken and Stewart.
Yes.
And knew little about fashion, but just loved the idea of it and loved the glamour and all that it brought. And since then I've worked closely with Fashion Week. I'm a producer and director of my own business called Box Media.
Perfect.
We're an indie production company. And I produced little content pieces for them over the years. I was fortunate enough to do their 2010, which was their 10th anniversary content piece. And I've just been connected with everyone. It's a big family, and I love it. A big whānau.
I know, it's so good, isn't it? And we met 2 years ago, didn't we, at Fashion Week?
Yes.
And we just connected.
Yes.
And then you've been to a show or two at Fashion Week this week already?
Yes.
What have you been to?
I've been to see Catherine Wilson, and of course, always her shows are always preppy, poppy, and effervescent, like is what I call you, because you're a very sparkly, effervescent person, and I love that energy that you bring. And it was great. The energy is always good. The vibe is good. I think anything that's creative and supports the creative industry and the ability to, I think there's not enough creative outlets and pathways for people across the board. So anything creative, and what I do as a TV producer is all about my messaging, but what does that look like visually and creatively, and how can we tap into people and touch people? And that's what fashion does as well. It's expression, right?
Yes.
And
100%.
that's what I love about Fashion Week and the people that it brings out. But it is for everyone.
Yes.
And it'll be amazing to see more New Zealanders embrace it. And I think Steph, you said something to me earlier about you need to wear your clothing, your outer shell, to represent who you really are, rather than who you think you should be perceived. So come on, New Zealanders, you need to get out there and pop, vibe, do your thing, let the inside out.
Yay, I love that. Thank you so much, Barbs. You're awesome. Hi, Liam. Tell us a bit about who you are and your involvement in Fashion Week.
Well, yeah, I'm Liam Taylor, Director of the Board of New Zealand Fashion Week, and I've been tasked with the very sort of critical job of actually recreating this event and bringing it back to life.
Wow.
It was cancelled in 2024, so so I've sort of had the amazing opportunity to kind of take it from kind of scratch and rebuild it, and kind of our kind of focus this year has been on sort of how we reimagine the event and try and create a bit of energy back into the industry, and I feel like we're feeling that this week, which is great.
You so are feeling that. And what's your connection to New Zealand Fashion Week? I just found out something about you. Need to share with the rest of us.
Oh, yes. Yeah, well, often I think I often get referred to as this is Catherine Wilson's husband. But yes, I am the other half of Catherine Wilson.
Yes.
Well, Catherine Wilson's my other half, which is amazing. She's an absolute inspiration to be around with two young girls who obviously look up to her and adore her like crazy. So yes, very much a sort of a fashion household, which is great.
It's amazing. And so what do you see as the vision for Fashion Week going forward? There's an exciting announcement that came out today about Christchurch having tell us a bit about that.
Well, I think Christchurch is quite about kind of like his vision to try and create a much more sustainable business for the Fashion Week, so we can kind of ensure its long-term success, continue to build. We've kept the whole thing kind of fairly slow, fairly scaled back this year to try and sort of grow organically. But yeah, I mean, the whole idea of the 3-year deal with Christ is to kind of give us a bit more of a year-round business model that enables us to kind of basically, go into planning Christchurch, do Christchurch, put a break over Christmas, New Year, and then straight back into planning NZ Fashion Week. So it's, it's great. We're looking forward to continuing to kind of grow on the sort of, I guess, some of the ideas we've kind of launched this year around like the Beyond the Runway series. So, yeah.
Really exciting. And this week's gone well for you? Has everything gone smoothly? Has there been any interesting stories that have come up?
I think it's been probably better than I expected. It certainly exceeded my expectations. I think we had some amazing kind of magical moments happen. Like we've sort of dabbled the idea with Cycle YTD to kind of launch to walk in the first opening night, and I sort of assumed he'd probably just flatly turn it down, and then I think the night before we confirmed that he was going to do it.
Oh, it's amazing!
And then I think also when we looked at the weather forecast that day to do an outdoor show, it was showing rain at 6 p.m. and it's Auckland in winter. It's like the last place you really want to do an outdoor event.
Yeah.
And for the fact that it was like a sunny night, it was incredible.
Yeah.
So a few things have really fallen into place for us, and the weather gods were definitely looking down on us on opening night, which is great.
100%. Is there anything else you'd like to tell my podcast audience about Fashion Week that they need to know when they're listening to this?
Oh, I think, the big thing that the big thing I probably want to have your listeners sort of understand is we're really wanting to kind of create an inclusive model for Fashion Week. Like a really consumer-centric. We've still got a strong trade element to it. We've still got a really strong international delegate and international media program, but we really want to see, everyday consumers get to come and experience Fashion Week, and it not being a sort of closed door type, event is much more open, and really focusing a lot more on the kind of creativity and the entertainment factor as well.
Yeah. I think you've nailed it, and thank you so much for having me, and thank you for the chat, Liam. Thank you. Roz, thank you so much for agreeing to chat to me today. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what your involvement is in Fashion Week.
Hi, Feroz Ali. I'm the new owner of New Zealand Fashion Week.
Wonderful. And how long have you been the owner, and what's your history?
I think we've owned it for 4 years.
Nice.
This is our second event we are delivering. Obviously, 2024 we had to postpone or cancel, and that's due to tough economic times and the struggles the designers are facing. So we're pleased. We're back with a bang, and actually the vibe is pretty awesome.
The vibe's amazing, and I attended in 2023 and loved it then. And I'm loving it this year. So thank you for having me as well. So what's your background for Oz? Like, where have you come from, and what do you do outside of Fashion Week?
Well, I'm not. Other than owning Whitecliff, which has the fashion school inside it, I do not have any fashion bone. My wife and daughter might disagree, or actually probably agree. But look, my background is I'm an entrepreneur. I own multiple businesses around the world, and this so happened to be a business that we could acquire from Myken to Stewart, and it's a great blend from what we do at Whitecliff, but celebrating the broader fashion industry.
Yes, amazing. So you're the owner of Whitecliff as well?
Correct.
Just explain what that is to our listeners, because some people might not know. I know, but
Well, actually, Whitecliff is it started off as an arts and design school.
Yes.
And it's morphed into more than that. One of our signature programs is fashion.
Yes.
And what started out as a small school in Parnell or in Auckland has now gone into 4 cities in New Zealand, Australia, Canada, Germany. So for any aspiring fashion students, look up Whitecliff.
Really, really great reputation. Totally great reputation. It has had, even when I was studying fashion, Whitecliff had a great reputation then too. So amazing as well. What have you enjoyed about Fashion Week this year, Rod?
Can I say I'll celebrate my team. I'm enjoying working with this amazing team led by Liam and all our, like, Murray, Dan Awa, the whole team backs Sarah. Like, I can keep naming them.
Yes.
Because they're not just a team member as an organization. We're actually quite close now.
Yes, of course.
And the ability to deliver an event, it's sort of bucking the trend. We've been listening to what the designers want, what the consumers want. And actually, to stay relevant, we need to continue listening.
Yeah. 100%. I totally agree with you. Amazing. Thank you so much. Oh, one other question, actually. You're coming to Christchurch. How exciting. Can you tell
to
me
your
anything about
city.
that? I know.
You know, and hopefully you'll help us
I would love to.
put on something. And now Christchurch is something new. We announced it yesterday. We want to take New Zealand Fashion Week and take it to a different audience in South Island. And we're very, very pleased that Christchurch, New Zealand, Christchurch City is going to be our host city, and we have a wonderful 3-year partnership with them. And November 7th, 8th, and 9th. And just watch this space. Don't ask us for tickets now because we'll be announcing it shortly.
Wonderful. Hey, Frost, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to talk to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Style for Life podcast. Don't forget, you deserve to feel fabulous at every age, every stage, and at every size. If you're loving the show, hit subscribe and leave a review. It helps more amazing people like you find their way back to life through style. Thanks again. Until next time.